Today, we're not just going to tell you a ghost story. Nope, we're going to take one apart, piece by terrifying piece, to figure out what makes a scare, well, scary. We're breaking down an animated horror short called The Ghost of Eden Hill. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? That little prickle on the back of your neck. The sense that even when you're pretty sure you're by yourself, maybe you're not. That's the exact feeling this story taps into, and man, does it do it well.
All right, so every really good horror story starts by making you feel comfortable. It shows you something normal, something safe, right before it yanks that safety net away. Let's see how this one sets the stage. So, our main character is just a student cramming for finals. And where is he? A school library. I mean, what could be more safer than that? It's the perfect, unassuming place for things to get really, really weird. Now, this is clever. The timeline here shows us just how the isolation creeps in. See, at 6 p.m., everything's normal. By 8 p.m., he's already past when he'd usually leave. That's the first little flag that something's off. But by 10 p.m., oh yeah, he's crossed over. He is completely, utterly alone. And this is the detail that just seals the deal. It's not just quiet. It's absolute silence. You know the kind of deep, heavy quiet where any little sound just feels wrong? It's the perfect blank canvas to paint some fear onto. Okay, so the stage is set. Now the story starts to build that feeling of dread. It doesn't just throw a jump scare at you. No, it's way smarter than that. It starts small, with just a sound, and slowly ramps it up. And there it is. The silence is broken. Not with a big bang, but with a limp, a drag. It's uneven, it's human, and it immediately makes you ask, wait, who else is in here with me? As our guy is leaving, he finally sees it. A figure way down the hall just standing there. So that creepy sound, it now has a shape. It's far away, you can't make it out clearly, but it is 100% there.
So he calls out to her, and poof, she vanishes. This is such a key moment, because now you start to doubt what you saw. Did I imagine that? This little bit of confusion makes what happens next hit so much harder.
The walk home is just wow. A masterclass in building tension. The whole world feels wrong now. The street, which should be busy, is totally empty. Then, this impossible shadow appears from nothing. And finally, there's the confirmation. She's back. And this time, she's right in front of him. He finally gets a clear view of her, and the description is pure nightmare fuel. This isn't just some spooky ghost. This is a figure of real suffering. The twisted limbs, the ragged clothes. They tell you a story of violence and pain before she even says a word. Okay, here we go. This is it, the climax. All that slow, creeping dread has led to this one moment. A direct, terrifying face-to-face. There's no more running, no more trying to explain it away.
The ghost finally talks, but the question makes no sense. Where is she? It's so unsettling and weird, and it forces our hero and us to try and solve some impossible riddle while we're completely terrified.
And his reaction? It's just pure animal instinct. He's not trying to answer her, he's just trying to make the scary thing go away. So he points. Anywhere. It's a desperate move, and honestly, totally understandable.
But his attempt to send her away backfires in the worst way imaginable. As she disappears where he pointed, this scream comes flying back at him with one last, horrifying message. He didn't send her away. He sent her right where she wanted to go. And then, he just blacks out.
So after that insane climax, we get the reveal. The fear has peaked, and now we finally get the why. And sometimes, knowing the reason behind the terror makes it all even more chilling. And this backstory just changes everything. A neighbor explains the local legend of Agatha, a mom whose daughter died in a tragic accident at that exact school. All of a sudden, her question, where is she, isn't just random creepy nonsense. It's a mother's endless, desperate search for her little girl. And this puts our story right into a classic horror category, the tragic ghost. See, these spirits aren't just evil monsters. They're trapped by their own sadness and trauma, forced to search for something they lost and can never, ever get back. It's a formula that makes you feel both scared and incredibly sad.
So why does a pretty simple story like this one work so darn well? Let's break down the key ingredients that make it such a powerful bit of horror. So here's the psychology of it all. Taking a familiar, safe place like a library and making it strange, that messes with our basic need to feel secure. Then you've got the slow build of suspense, right? Starting with a sound, then a glimpse. It's priming your brain for a big shock. The sensory details, the limp, the silence, they skip the rational part of your brain and hit you right in the gut. The tragic backstory is genius because it makes you feel sympathy for the monster, which is a really unsettling mix of emotions. And finally, that unanswered question? That's the part that sticks with you. It forces your own brain to fill in the scary details, making the horror personal.
In the end, stories like The Ghost of Eden Hill remind us that the ordinary world we live in is just layered with these old stories of tragedy and loss. It makes you wonder, right? What stories are attached to the places you see every day? What local legends haunt the quiet streets and old buildings where you live?